An old man named Joo Seo-cheon is seen lying on his deathbed. As he slowly drifts toward death, he regrets the way he spent his life. It is shown that because he lived in the Hwasan era, also known as the volcanic age, he fought battles and became an elder, and spent his life reading Murim books. He never found a lover. As he lost consciousness and passed away, we see that Joo Seo-cheon finds himself reincarnated as his younger self in the past. Retaining his memories and martial art skills, he realizes he has a chance to change his fate. And now, the training of 8-year-old Joo Seo-cheon begins. 1 year has passed since Seo-cheon was reincarnated. He decides to organize his thoughts and memories of the future. Remembering his techniques, he decides to meditate under a tree to absorb the energy of manhua. It is then explained that it is borrowed energy from nature that surrounds everyone. His mastery of Manhwa Recap's 5-star level was noticed by Chol Woong, the 3rd-generation pupil training master. Seo-cheon now trains to learn techniques and keeps on meditating. As he navigates his new life, he confronts the harsh reality of being bullied. However, Seo-cheon effortlessly defeats his attackers, unveiling his incredible martial arts prowess. The next day, Seo-cheon had only begun his training when one of the bullies came back with his master to teach Seo-cheon a lesson. What a coward! The bully blamed Seo-cheon for attacking him, and his master slaps Seo-cheon. Before he could slap him again, Seo-cheon's master, Yoo Jung-mok, stops his hand. He defends his pupil and fends off the bully and his master. He coughs severely afterward. Seo-cheon remembers that 5 years from now, his master would pass away due to his illness. Seo-cheon is determined to save him this time. Other than saving his master, Seo-cheon is also determined to be the first one to get his hands on the Note of 3 Spiritual Minds. It is then explained that the 3 Spiritual Minds was a legendary thief 300 years ago, and that his note is the key to finding a valuable treasure. However, before that, Seo-cheon realizes that there is a special fruit waiting to be discovered 20 years from now. This fruit can easily heal his master. He sets out on a journey to acquire this fruit, only to find it being guarded by a mythical snake-like creature. Seo-cheon decides to sneak past the sleeping snake and pick the fruit up. He sees there's not 1 but 2 of them there. He grabs both of them, but suddenly the snake wakes up. After a close look at Seo-cheon, it goes back to sleep. My boy was this close to becoming snake food. Upon returning home, he gave the fruit to his master. It is then revealed that he already had doubts about Seo-cheon and knew his little secret. He decided to take the fruit and is overwhelmed by its medicinal powers. Finally, his master is now healed. Both of them are filled with joy. His master gives him the other fruit, saying he needs it more. Seo-cheon eats it and starts absorbing the surrounding ki using plum blossom ki arts. It is then revealed that there exists a secret art known as the purple haze art only used by the elders. Seo-cheon plans to master that. He manages to gain 30 years worth of ki in 1 month. Somebody please nerf this dude. From this point on, his master starts his tough training known as enhancement exercise begins. A few months later, his master is proud of him for completing the training. It was now time for him to learn swordsmanship. Gyeong-mok demonstrates the plum blossom sword art. Fortunately, Seo-cheon already knew it. He asks his master to teach him a different art style. Gyeong-mok thinks his student is a genius. He proceeds to show him the 14 plum blossom sword art. Seo-cheon notices that his master has a ki imbalance due to the fruit. His master realized that rest is important in order to balance ki. Meanwhile, at the emperor's palace, it is shown that a group of people is planning something malicious against Gyeong-mok. The future has changed again. Gyeong-mok leaves for a mission the next day. Before his departure, he informs Seo-cheon to be prepared for the Lotus Unit evaluation. It is then explained that the Lotus Unit is one of the only structures in the Hwasan faction where only the 4th-generation pupils can be a part of it. A mini version of the Plum Blossom Sword Artists. To be ready to enter the Tournament of Strength, Seo-cheon decides to get into the Lotus Unit. On the day of the evaluation, Seo-cheon encounters Nakso Wall, the Plum Blossom Sword Phoenix. Seo-cheon volunteers to fight her and overpowers her instantly. Seo-cheon is victorious, and the crowd could not believe what they witnessed. After the evaluation, it is seen that the elders are choosing candidates who have passed the evaluation. Shim Ok-ryeon, the Blood and Iron Sword wielder elder, disapproved to let Seo-cheon enter the Lotus Unit. However, other elders agreed on it, and so Wal along with Seo-cheon were chosen. 1 year has passed since. Seo-cheon is now prepared to finally go out for missions. Seo-cheon, along with two other pupils, Yang Hong and Jang So-yun, now depart for a new journey down Hwasan. They are now under the care of the 14th gallant swordsman, Gu Peng. Seo-cheon is excited as Gu Peng tells them they will cross Chongqing and arrive at Guizhou. It is then explained that in Chongqing lies the three spiritual minds' treasure tomb. As they were crossing the river, the members of the 18 pirate stronghold stopped them and asked for compensation. Gu Peng relentlessly gives them what they demanded in order to avoid any chaos and bloodshed. A wise decision. Next, we see the team reach Guizhou to meet an important merchant. After their arrival at Guizhou, they are greeted by a petty merchant who takes them to Murim Union's Giyang branch. After receiving a warm welcome from the branch manager Do Gyun, Gu Peng is told that they will be working with Juge Saega, the Godi minister, for their mission. Seo-cheon and the team also meet the Juge generation, and it is explained how they will achieve wonders in the future. Seo-cheon decides to be friends with an incompetent child in the Juge generation, Seung-kia, the art of machinery lover. Seo-cheon tells him that no matter how much everyone thinks he and his passion for the art of machinery are useless, he will believe in him. However, Seung-kia thinks he is lying and shuts his door. The teams are now sent on a mission to support the Murim forces in Wangan. Seo-cheon and Song-kyu both a little. As soon as they reach their destination, the situation on the battlefield is worsened. Seo-cheon's master takes care of most of the soldiers at the front. However, a few hundred soldiers attack from the back. Seo-cheon is excited and leads the fight at the back. He breaks the sword of one enemy attacking him and is now ready to fight. Now we are going to see the OP Kid in action. The plan made by Seo-cheon is working and he shows off his Plum Blossom art, striking down 30 enemies. The commander of the enemy forces places a reward on Seo-cheon's head and the soldiers go wild. Just then, arrows come out of nowhere and strike the enemy forces. It is no other than Seung-ki with his machine, a bamboo crossbow. Someone, please acknowledge this machine nerd. After obliterating half of the soldiers, the remaining decided to flee away, but Seo-cheon managed to capture the commander. Back at the branch, everyone was amazed by the 12-year-old's strength and he was praised. A feast is prepared in order to celebrate. However, we see that Sung-kyu is sitting outside alone. Seo-cheon goes outside and talks to him. Seung-kyu asks to keep his weapon a secret as it is a humiliation in his family. Seo-cheon tells him that due to a miracle drug, he is as strong as he is right now and that he can get him this drug too. Seung-kyu says he will be his subordinate if it's true. The next day, Gu Peng and the pupils meet everyone who comes to congratulate them with gifts. Seo-cheon eagerly waits for the merchant he wanted to meet, but he was disappointed to see the petty merchant again. After they ignore the petty merchant, it is revealed by him that he is actually the same merchant Seo-cheon so badly wanted to meet. Seo-cheon is shocked. After a while, Seo-cheon secretly meets the merchant. They head to a private space in order to discuss business. Seo-cheon gains the trust of the merchant and he agrees to go to the tomb with Seo-cheon and take some valuable items. The merchant is solely interested in money. The next day, Gu Peng along with Juga and their disciples depart for home as their mission is complete. Meanwhile, at the River of Evil, a man named Cheon-ju orders to terminate Gu Peng and everyone along with him. Just when they reach the Yangtze River and onboard the ship, they are surrounded by the 18 pirate strongholds. Leading them is Yuk Dae-rong, one of the Earth's 100 great masters. He is also the one who stopped them before in the river. The pirates now attack everyone on board. As Gu Peng fights Dae-rong, Seo-cheon defends the two Juge girls and also his comrades. This is a future he has not experienced. He decides to help his master with the fight and takes on all the enemies. Using Plum Blossom Luminous Sword, he now starts attacking. A ferocious fight unfolds. Dae-rong was only studying and measuring Gu Peng's strength. Just as he was about to attack seriously, a pirate comes flying at him. Seo-cheon now joins the fight. The master and pupil now fight together against the water spear master. Seo-cheon lands a hit on him and it makes him mad. He starts to attack violently. Our little guy hurt his ego lul.
Subscribe for part 2.